Okay. Participants in the program assist lead teachers in the teaching of the English language and the culture of the United States and Canada, while at the same time being immersed in the language and culture of Spain. Now, this obviously promotes a cultural link between the citizens of these two countries and Canada, so it's actually three, and this is why the embassy is involved in the promotion of it. The skills that you acquire through this experience will leave a deep international impact on returning language assistants to be put to use, whether it be in the field of teaching, business, or any other, as well as personal growth and development. I always say that this program is so much about personal growth and development because you're going to be, if you decide to apply and you decide to go, if you receive a position, an assignment, you're going to be moving to a foreign country and you have to look for housing and you have to go to a school and share your language and your culture and, you know, get used to all that goes on in that school community, as well as the community where you live in Spain. So it's a lot about personal growth and development. So what will you be doing exactly? So you're going to be in the classroom, you're going to be a teacher's assistant under the guidance and supervision of a lead teacher in, for example, English as a world or foreign language program at that school, right? So you'll be in a classroom where the students are learning English and you're going to be there as a linguistic role model, right? That's why we ask for native or native-like speakers in the sense that they're going to be listening to you. They're going to be listening to that output of speech that you provide. They're going to be listening to you with your grammar, with your vocabulary, with your pronunciation, with your intonation, so many things that a native-like speaker brings to a teaching program, right? Also, and depending on the school that you're assigned, you may be involved in being a teacher's assistant for other school subjects that are taught in English, such as social studies or science or technology, PE or art, if the school is part of a bilingual program. It's all going to depend on the school. And again, I don't want you to worry because you're going to have the lead teacher there that's going to help you and guide you with that. Your sole mission is to provide that native-like linguistic role model in the classroom, okay? So because of this, your tasks, the most important one is that you're going to be conducting conversation lessons, right? They're going to be listening to you, and then they're going to be speaking with you. There's going to be that oral interaction between the two of you. So that's going to be something really important in the classroom. You're also going to do cultural presentation. So for example, Thanksgiving is not a holiday that's celebrated in Spain. So when November comes around, the lead teacher will probably ask you to prepare a cultural presentation on Thanksgiving. So in this way, you'll be sharing your culture, you'll be sharing what Thanksgiving is with people in another country, in this case, Spain. Then depending on the school, you may be attending department meetings. You may also be involved in extracurricular activities that can be workshops, cultural activities, field trips. You know, they may suggest, well, why don't you go on the field trip with the kids? And this may be interesting to have you along on this. School plays, musical performances, and sports events. Again, it's going to it has to deal with the school that you're going to be placed in, okay? And what kind of schools can you be placed in? You can be placed in elementary schools, right? So elementary schools in Spain are first grade to sixth grade, similar to the US and Canada, but also it includes early childhood programs because students begin school in Spain when they are 3 years old. All right, so early childhood programs are also included in elementary schools. You may get placed in a secondary school. Secondary school has a middle school and high school together. It's one school, it's not separate the way it is here in the US. So that's another possibility. And a third possibility, there are very few placements in these type of schools, but it's what we call language schools. And at what is taught, only languages are taught at these language schools. And the students are usually adults. So here, if this is something that you think might interest you, having students that are adults, your schedule here might be a little bit different and more afternoon and evenings might be involved instead of a regular school schedule. Okay, so that's something to look into. And now let's look at the program requirements. You have to be a US citizen and have a valid US passport to be able to apply. You have to be a native speaker of English, as we discussed before, be a college sophomore, junior, or senior, or a college graduate, or have an associate degree, or be a community college student in your last semester. You have to be in good physical and mental health and have a clean background check. This is obvious because you're going to be in a classroom, okay? Aged 18 to 60 and have a basic level. This isn't really a requirement. You should have a basic level of Spanish. It's recommended for your personal daily life in Spain, to rent the apartment, to go to the grocery store, for anything that you can think of that you have to socially interact. Usually at the school, in most cases, you'll be speaking almost the whole time in English, right? Because this is important so that the students, if the students hear you speaking Spanish, bad news, because then they're not going to want to do the English. So it's important that at the school you try and always speak English. So the basic level of Spanish is more on a personal level, okay? And the program conditions. You're going to have a schedule that's between 12 to 16 class periods a week, okay? And you're usually given a 3-day weekend. You're usually given Monday off or Friday off. And this is so that you can pursue other interests that you might have and that you have that chunk of time to be able to do that, okay? So that's gonna depend on the school and the schedule that they give you. You also receive a monthly stipend of about 700 to 1,000 euros a month. It's a monthly stipend, depending on the region of Spain where you are assigned. Now, people, when they hear this, 700 to 1,000 euros, they're like, oh my God, I'm gonna go hungry. No, you're not gonna go hungry. This is a living wage in Spain, okay? The cost of living is much, much cheaper in Spain than it is in the United States, okay? So you'll be able, this is gonna depend, just like here, it's gonna depend if you live in a big city or if you live in a smaller town. As we all know, things are more expensive in bigger cities here. Miami is much more expensive than other places. New York is more expensive. So Madrid and Barcelona are more expensive. So you may need some savings in those situations. But then, or you might have to share your housing or things like this. But in other parts of Spain where there are smaller towns, you'll be able to get an apartment for yourself and the stipend will go a longer way, okay? The length of the program is 8 months in general. You'll start on October 1st and end in May 31st. If you ask for a position if you apply for a position in Madrid and you receive one, in Madrid positions are 9 months. So the program goes on until June 30th, okay? You'll receive basic medical insurance. You must find, excuse me, housing on your own. You'll be offered an orientation course at the beginning of the school year. This is from the Regional Education Office, an official certificate upon completion of the program. Paid school vacations, obviously, when the school is closed, you don't have to go. So for example, in Spain, there's a really long Christmas and Easter breaks. So you can take advantage of that to travel or whatever other interests you would like to pursue. And you have an option to renew for a second year if you receive a positive evaluation from the school. I do want to say that over 30% of people renew in the program. So they're very happy with it. Before applying, we strongly recommend that you research the different regions of Spain. There are 17, because on the application, you're going to be asked to select 3 preferred regional destinations, okay? I do want to say there's no guarantee on the destination that you get. Efforts are made to try to match you with your preferred regional destinations, but we always ask you to keep an open mind at this. We have tons of stories of people who didn't get their first, nor their second, nor their third choice, and yet absolutely loved their experience in Spain. Okay, so I do want to make you aware of that there are no guarantees. Why Spain? But there's so many reasons why Spain. Maybe some of you are interested in running in front of some bulls, as we have the San Fermin festival in Pamplona. Some of you might enjoy the Tomatina festival, where tomatoes get thrown at at people. And apparently it's lots of fun. I've never been, but people really enjoy it. We have other types of festivals like this one in Valencia, which is called the Fallas. And these big paper mache statues are made usually reflecting current events. And they're exhibited all across the city. And then at the end of the festival, which lasts about a week, they get burned down and there's tons of fireworks and all of that. So this one's also very, very much fun. We have many things such as beautiful Roman ruins. This is an aqueduct in Segovia, and Moorish ruins. This is a mosque in Córdoba. We have beautiful palaces and cathedrals and museums. This is the Guggenheim Museum in Bilbao. We have beautiful beaches. I always say that in Florida, this is a hard sell, but when I do these info sessions, other places, the beaches they love the idea about the beaches. For Florida residents, we have ski slopes, wonderful cultural events, wonderful food, which I know you guys are familiar with, tapas and paella, and my favorite, chocolate con churros. Apps are open from February 1st to April 7th. There are no application fees, it's free. So if you're interested, please know that this year they're closing on April 7th. For more information and more detailed information, you can visit our website. All you have to do is search for NALCAP, and you have absolutely all the information on here about the program and about applying to the program and after you apply to the program and all of that. So I invite you to visit the website and learn more about the program there. Okay, and now I'm going to show you a video that was made by a language assistant that was an intern for us, and she takes us through a year in the life of an NALCAP language assistant. Okay, so here. So I hope that gave you information about a year as a language assistant in Spain. There's nothing quite like Spain. I know I'm very biased, but it really is an absolutely beautiful country with wonderful people, with a wonderful culture, with a wonderful language, and it's really worth experiencing. Okay, so again, if you're interested in applying, visit our website. We're also on TikTok, and we just opened an account in Instagram.